$5 Games presents Under Night In Birth X Late CLR? Don't ask me how to pronounce the title. The plot begins that there's a special night that happens. When it does, a bunch of random people get superpowers. Then there's a portal that's open for some time and everyone's trying to get to it. But there's a crazy lady guarding it who likes killing people. There's also these demon beast things wandering around. But anyways, for the arcade mode, I chose this guy whose X's inside him is limitless. I don't know if they intended to refer to Mega Man X4, but they certainly did. Gameplay wise, well, let's explain this gimmick here. Basically, being aggressive or successfully blocking builds your side of this bar. If you have more than your opponent when this thing makes a full circle, you glow blue and get a damage increase. Or you can spend the bar for a few things: a better block, cancel an attack which also converts it into super energy, enter into a special state for a limited time which acts like you have 300 points of your super and a damage increase. Your super can be used to convert your special attacks into super versions for 100 points. Your character's actual super costs 200 points. Also, if you're below 30% life, your super can be upgraded. There wasn't a mode that really showcased each character, so I did each character's tactics challenge, which shows some mix-ups that the character can do. So here's each character. Phonon, she has a whip and a long reach. Nanase does dash wind attacks that blow the opponent vertically in the air. Seth flips around, has a command grab, and can send out a lightning ball that strikes after a couple seconds. Waldstein, really big, hits the entire screen practically, and hits hard. Also has command grabs, but can also slam the opponent across the screen. Hyde, although the game sells him as your basic swordsman and the one you should start with, I disagree. He has a projectile that he can explode, and I find the timing for it to be used in the combos in the tutorial to be way too tight. Line has a counter and kind of fun, but her attacks are rather quick, requiring nimble hands. Carmine. If they were to get Iori from King of Fighters into this game, they would put him right here. Differences are that Carmine generally attacks by crystallizing blood in the air and on the ground. Yuzuriha. Her sword can reach full screen. Generally, her special attacks allow you to add 4 more swings in an order of your choice or to feint it. Byakuya. Spider-Man. No, wrong impression. Man who is like a vicious spider, can set up web traps to stun the opponent and has a lot of hits to his special attacks. Also, his low and overhead look practically identical. Mika, a dashing grappler. Eltnum generally attacks with the wire, but more importantly, brought a gun. Hilda kind of just sits there and forms blades out of thin air to attack people. Possibly the most annoying character to fight against. Merkava, long reach and transforms his body to do various things like crawling around fast or flying, sometimes referred to as Inflatable Tube Man. Ori, generic fencer but sometimes summons a white knight to swing with a claymore. Wagner reminds me somewhat of Tsubaki from BlazBlue, can enchant her weapons with fire to presumably make them stronger. And Kidu has dark fire fists and plays like a martial artist. Gordao can hook people in from full screen to hit them up close and then push them away again. Batista fires laser beams and electric balls. However, you frequently have to hold the direction for about a second in order to get the correct attack to come out. Chaos. He does a lot of kicks. The beast seems to only have a couple of attacks, but they're hard hitting and can come out of nowhere. Akatsuki, Lightning Fist Man. Now, this I would recommend as the normal starting character. He seems to play fairly simple. The tutorial starts off decent. It moves from lesson to lesson fairly quick. but later on it covers a ton of fighting game terminology. Like, I'm grateful to be able to learn about teching and being able to practice it, but at the same time, I forgot the previous 30 lessons. And at the end of the whole 200-ish lessons, they tell me that I'm not ready for Versus Online. Thanks for that. By the way, you're never going to be ready for online until you go online and figure out what you're aiming for. Overall, I had fun with the arcade mode and was pleasantly surprised that I beat it. I would be more invested into the story, but I've had a busy week and it looked like something I would need to spend a bit of time to figure out. As in, there's 80 chapters of text to go through to learn about the story. And that might just be the prologue for the arcade mode. I did 2 of them and there weren't any fights, so I stopped. Anyways, that's a wrap for this game. Subscribe, I do 5 games each week until I get to 100 videos. Consider picking this game up instead of a spider.